So yeah, we got ourselves a little charade. FGO news wise, it was not bad. So I really do like the ReQT collab. That's actually cool. Expensive as fuck, but yeah, Rikyū Kyoto is a really old tea company, and then the fact that they yeah, Rikyūen was able to collab with FGO is kind of cool. And then here's your art for the tea types that you can get, which is the Doman tea. I believe that is the well, let me read the tea flavors real quick. I believe this is the. No, I can't read it because they're all fucking, um, quote unquote customized name. But in about 6 minutes, you can go to their official Rikyū Twitter to get this pre-ordered. I'm assuming this is black tea, matcha tea, and an apple tea. I believe that's what it is. From the flavor, from the style, from the kanjis that I'm reading right, it's the jet black tea. It's the quote unquote green brush one stroke tea and the fairy apple tea. So I'm pretty sure it's apple, matcha, and black tea. So it's pretty good. They do cost $77. I mean, it's not that bad, chat. 77, it could be worse. And then you could also get the clear files for about $1,100. It's not bad. Is black tea the normal tea that you get in store? Ah, I guess. But this is Rikyū NT, so this is a high quality NT. And there's another name for this black tea. I'll fucking read it once the Twitter gets live. So FGO news came in hot. I ain't gonna lie to you, Chad. I had to take a tinkle really badly whenever the adventure part came in. So that's kind of the reason why I was quiet. We're going to Australia, Sydney. So they have no clue what's going on. Who is able to ray shift? There's a lot more than I anticipated. They all should gather. Everybody and their mom's coming. Santa. サンタあるところ、羊あり。わかりませんか？私もわかりません。そう、あなたのドジムです。So good. It's very interesting because the both heaven and I wouldn't say hell, but just top and bottom type characters are all here in an interesting way. Okay, understood. I understand. Yes, let's do this. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's very cute. It's everybody saying the same thing. So yeah, you've got the yeah, heavenly, underworld, underworld, underworld. Then you got the mid. So it's very nicely balanced. A mixture difference between the different dimensions, right? The sky, sky man and earth. In a way, it's kind of separating the heavens realm, the mid realm, and then the under realm, which is good. Is this a new event or an OC chapter? I don't know why people are thinking it's another Ordeal Call chapter. This is just an event. This is just a unique event that's coming in hot. Ordeal Call 2 is not coming until November, if not December. So please do not overhype yourselves. Is this an OC event or not? It's not an OC event. How many times do I have to tell you this? Requirement wise, it's Fuyuki. You don't need any hard requirement. This event only requires Fuyuki, but the topics that we'll be talking about will be 6.5, meaning that they're going to be talking about the new worlds, they're going to be talking about the dimensional layers, and they're going to be probably going to be talking about, I wouldn't say Rogominian, but just the unstable of dimensions. Dojimu currently appearing everywhere. It's good. Could the Halloween Grail front be Halloween themed? It could be, right? The Holy Grail front is officially storied, right? The scenario writer, I want to say, I don't know who this is, so I'll look it up real soon. Real quick, chat. But yeah, the Holy Grail front, August 10th, October, bottom October, right? So it definitely could be a Halloween themed Grail front. However, in order for you to participate in this Grail front, you do have to beat LB1. So make sure you guys beat LB1. Golden Shoop will be in OC2. Cope. Nice cope. So this event is called Wanjina World Tour, right? The quote-unquote supreme spirit and traveling around the world. And then if you guys don't know, the new 5-star character is Wanjina. And Wanjina is a big boss that we had to convey her feelings. Yeah, convey her feelings during the summer event. So I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely think might actually be the voice actor of that electric streamer from Pokemon. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I have a sneaking suspicion that this character is voiced by that character just because of the attitude she has. Right? So this is your limited craft essence that you can get in this event, and it's called Proper Way to Walk a Planet, or AKA Proper Way to Travel a Planet. That voice, though, yeah, it definitely feels like the Wanjina. So it says, I've been watching over this continent for a very long time, far away yet so freely. In order for me to protect the smiles forevermore. Yeah, so it's funny because her lore kind of got her lore already has been told in the summer event, and for those who already know what's going to happen with her lore, so it's really nice. And they're going to just have an event dedicated for her because it's kind of a necessity to explain what's kind of happening in FGO currently. And it's really nice that she specifically says Monogano 7 stars. The 7-star part's gonna be very intriguing to see, or how they'll translate it. So she's a 5-star. She's a foreigner. 恩人だよ。やった、会えたね。喜んでいいよ。私は喜ぶね。やった。And then, yeah, she specifically says that the fact that the location's in Australia, simultaneously the fact that what we've kind of seen in Wanjina, and for those of you, we've seen her ethereal form, aka her true form, right? So she's condensing her down to the Heroes of the Throne form, which will be Wanjina, which is her. Is the TV commercial up? I don't know. Let's see. It is. Look at that. Oh, it's a small one. They didn't put any animation budget to it. So this one's gonna be it's gonna be still an event, but it's just they didn't put a 30 seconds effort to it, right? They just put kind of your basic bitch ad. So you get to see the FGO Festival 2023. What happened inside the festival, which is awesome because this is a nice digestive movie that you guys can enjoy. So if you like FGO, this is what they did this year for the 8th anniversary if you missed my stream, right? It's not an important event. You say it's not an important event. Lore-wise, it's going to be a pretty important event. Oh, damn. They're really like giving you like a digest documentary of making the FGO 8th anniversary. That's really cool. I'll probably watch that later unless you guys want me to translate it. And then here's all the 30-minute 8th anniversary special music, which is kind of PogChamp. I ain't gonna lie. She's just got that I have to protect her aura. Oh, you like that? Yeah. She's Jenna rework. She's an airbender. I mean, she's more than that, but technically, yes. She does represent the atmosphere of air. She was the final boss during summer event, pretty much. And she's not really was a boss, right? She wasn't really a boss, but she kind of was, right? We didn't have to defeat her by fighting her, but we kind of did. Well, they did say the last Halloween that might be ready for the next Halloween, i.e., aka it might be now. Could, yeah. This Holy Grail front might actually be a Halloween event base. We don't know, but all we know is it's gonna require LB1, which means Mecha Ellies are done. Um, that will probably. It's very interesting because it requires LB1. That means Caddock's gonna be still out of commission. It's a Halloween front. It could be. She got gravity power? No. Well, I don't know about gravity power, but she technically has the power of air, aka atmosphere. So, yes, but technically no. They were talking about Gura Gura a little bit. Is that a hint? Did they talk about Gura Gura? God, I gotta roll. My daughter's on the banner, bro. My daughter. God dang it. I have to roll. Mr. Makoto Sanda. He is in charge of. He's in charge of the ancient Magus's bride? No fucking way. Let's see. He's got Monster Collection short book. He's done Gia Antique Drama CD staff. He has Experiments of Fear, which was a tabletop slash RPG. Blah blah blah. Lentaru Magica. Uh-huh. So he's done Iscariote Shingon Lord Ermiloid's Adventure. Oh. He's the man who made Lord Elamiloid Adventure, huh? Very nice. Lentara Magica, Cross Legaria, Lord Emiloid's Case File, Fate Grand Order, and Chaos Dragon War. Well, shit, chat. It seems that the next event is actually by the man who made Lord Elamiloid Case File himself. Kind of pog. So the Holy Grail Front scenario will involve the author of Lord Elamiloid's second case file and adventure. So that's gonna be pretty fucking lit. So I hope you guys are excited for that. So it's not gonna be it's not gonna be Gura Gura. It's not Gura Gura yet. I like how Mr. Two's like rushing things that he forgot, so like the voice actors are trying to help my boy out, and he's just such a kind and honest dude. He's just like, thank you so much for helping me. And then yeah, he's talking about you get stickers and can badge action here, right? Little badges. It's very wholesome. Glad to see Mr. Two is still good. He does look like he's a bit overworked and overstressed. I hope that shit goes away. But yeah, like essentially, TLDR, we're going to Australia. We're going to be recruiting our girl, Wanjina, right? The legend of Wanjina is essentially she's possessing the not bangarang. Fuck, what is it called? It's the item that you throw and it comes back. Boomerang. There it is. So essentially, she's holding the boomerang that held the world at one point. So in Australian lore, in technicality, she's like an equivalent to Rongo, but not really. But Australian lore wise, it's really. Because in the beginning, the world was like this. Okay? In the beginning, the world was like this. But with the quote unquote, the world that held together, aka this boomerang, essentially made it possible to separate the heavens than the earth. Separate the heavens and the earth, but not the underground. Fuck, I forgot. Somebody used this weapon one day, and yeah, somebody picked it up and chucked that shit in order to defeat an enemy, and because of that, that shit fucking dented, creating a bangarang, aka boomerang. And then yeah, that shit dented, and it never became the same. So now it becomes excuse me, that's the wrong way. It's right, and then the world got held really weird because it's this one's slowly gonna be slipping every so often to the earthly realm and whatnot. So it is what it is. That's a smile you gotta protect. That's true. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the voice actor of Wanjina, right? the the person who voice acts the electric Pokemon gym leader or whatever in Pokemon. That's a streamer. It is interesting that she says that. 7つの水の星にかけて Seven water planetary seas. It's very cute. That koala though, yes. So the god had some similar traits with the Greek gods that held up the world, but it's for the sky instead. Pretty much, yeah. She said seven seas, yeah. 7 stars. It seems that the individual circle is the representation of the other stars. Mizu no hoshi ni kakete, which means this the water stars. Talking about the 7 seas, though, I mean, it could work that way, interpretation wise, as well. Yeah, in technicality, there can be 7 seas, so therefore they can be represented as 7 stars. It's very cute. It's a 5 star foreigner. And yeah, like I told you guys before, and she has mentioned this a couple of times, the term Australia was used during summer. Australia was also mentioned during Kichi Hogan. Kichi Hogan's event, the AKA Little Big Tengu Planet. Do you think that koala will ascend too? I don't know. It could. It definitely could ascend. But who knows, right? Who really knows? Because as you know, her noble phantasm, she's not wearing any clothes. So I'm assuming that either koala disappears or fucking which will it'll ascend to its quote unquote former forms, right? Aboriginal things do have a lot more sky things than sea things. Yep. Craft essence, you can see it's reef, refrain, right? Refrain. And then the 4 star is Smile Night, and then the 3rd star is We're Still on a Journey, right? It's so good, apparently. All the females are in love with this craft essence. All the gentlemen are in love with the refrain, where kind of your girl Cuckoo looking a little gothy. And then you got the, I believe that is Charlotte. Your girl, your girl Charlotte going on a journey with Amadeus. I'm assuming that's Mary Antoinette being a cutie patootie doing the fucking Titanic pose. And either Sanson or Amadeus somewhere. Not Amadeus. Yeah, that should be Sanson. If not, one of them should be what's the other guy who hates Amadeus? I can't remember. But I think that's Vlad right here. It is what it is. Salieri, yeah, it could be Sanson or Salieri, but you can clearly see a fucking. I'm assuming that's Vlad, conductor Vlad, kind of PogChamp. And then Smile Night, it's your boy Siegfried holding out a snack. If you're a dog for your boy, you probably will eat that snack like a dog you are, but I won't blame you. So, this event's going to happen on the 20th. And then the boomerang, as like I said before, it traveled the world at least once, so it's a nice world title that says Wanjina World Tour, right? Going around, circumnavigating the world with a great spirit. I'm happy with Cream Hill as part of the banner. I can now have more copies of her. Yeah, it's really nice. That's the day when Summer 6 on NA ends. Nice! Feels good, right, chat? NA event ends, JP event begins. Yeah, so unfortunately, they did say that shit right there, but I was translating. The one Janez commercial was just going to be an animation of her Noble Phantasm cut, which, you clearly saw her Noble Phantasm action there. Not too shabby. Biggest W is the fact that we've had these three gigantic ass powerhouse pickups coming in hot. Because Tamatomo is pretty fucking OP. My daughter is also OP, and then you got Ibuki Saber, which is also OP. It's gotcha time. That's right. A lot of people are gonna be gotchaing this event for the new Foreigner and the Killmoth pickup for sure. It's very good. I actually enjoyed that. It was a very simple live stream. It didn't even cost you an hour, right? 58 minutes, but they did at least gave us something, right? That's a feels good, man. Gira gira. And like I've told you guys before, the Grail Front Wars that we're going to be having here is going to be represented by the person who drew Almaloid's Adventure and Case Files, which is pretty lit. Is that SSR limited? Of course she is. Why do you think she's not limited, my good friend? Right? Saint Court Summoning, limited time, coming in hot, right? Kikangente. Whenever it says Kikangente, it means timely limited, right? Writing that right there says, hey, it's a new servant, new event, it's going to be limited, she ain't going to be permanent. It is what it is. There's now news on the official page. Excellent. Great to hear. I don't think. Yeah, this is all the same shit that we've experienced, my good friend. Yeah. So, by the way, the requirement for this event is Fuyuki. However, the story that they will be talking about will contain LB6 stuff. So this will contain a story that involves Tunguska Sanctuary, which means it's low-key kind of a spoilers, which is nice for us, kind of bad for you guys. However, you guys won't be reading the event because you're NA players most likely, so don't worry, you're probably just going to be skipping. It is a 5-star foreigner, so please do remember, a foreigner. And this is your limited craft essence that you can obtain in this event for free, right? Limited event craft essence for free, which is great. And thank you guys so much for all your follows. I do sincerely appreciate it. Interestingly enough, all these servants are going to be talked about. Apparently, we'll have a bonus action. Feels good, man. Like I've stated before, let's see. I'm really glad Rasputin is here because he's there for the lore. Due to the fact that he is actually a Aboriginian in his lore, in his quote unquote his kit, I should say. Right? Like, if you know who he is and who he's associated in the alter ego affiliation, he does have a historical Zoroastrianism and Australian folklore, which is really nice touch that they made for sure here. Let's see. Aboriginal folklore is blessing to the face, protects direct, very irregular version of the skill, affects physical and mental state aside of his own, taken from multiple accounts, resputing healing illness with a prayer. Some suspect that he was actually using pharmaceutical knowledge. Malicious feast with Angarmanu, aka the Ayagadaga dragon symbolizing pain, agony, and death, threatens all that's good. When his body was injured, it spewed evil creatures from the wounds. And not even the god could fell him. Mud-like black blood would pour out the stigma. The man's body instead turns oil and burns, filling the area. This last part is just like, oh, I see. I wonder where that's gonna play out. Undying Baloo, right? When the Baloo moon tide to divide into the abyss of death, it rose to the surface and resurrected. He hated the Deans, aka humans, for rejecting his doctrine, so he dedicated that they were fated to never resurrect from death. And then Grakor Rasputin, blah blah blah. Persuado servants take either host of the heroic spirits of the main components. In Rasputin's case, the main component is Father Kotomine. This is presumably a result of Rasputin's voluntary refraining from exposing the wills and the opinions that comes from being reincarnated as a present-day servant, either due to him being a man of similar character to Father Kotomine or due to their mutual respect of their ways of life. You're concerned about Anastasia's future in Russian Lost Belt, so after conclusion, heroic spirit Rasputin will recede, leaving only Father Kotomine to entrust Rasputin's power to serve as the apostle of the alien god. Apostle of the alien god, special servants mixed with multiple heroes into a single vessel. Aside from Rasputin, he has the three-headed wicked dragon of Azadaka, which is the confidant of one of the two pillars of the Australian dualism, which was an evil god of Angramanyu. Then you got Balu from the Australian folklore, the immortal moon spirit who commands 3 dogs, or snakes, and then always comes back from the dead, which is really nice, right? And then it says another timeline, Holy Church Maze Association is 20, blah, 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 blah. This is Fate Stay Night antagonist stuff, right? The Noble Phantasm is Angramanus, yep. And then, yeah, it says the ridiculing of Balu, and as the history burning the world, the Holy Grail, some complicated complied events. The gaping hole in the world. Thus, pollution spilled out from the heart of the gods, representing the most extreme evil in the good-evil dualism, like a flood of black mud spreading all over the lands. Motives and attitude towards the master. As long as he is contacted with Vada, he'll control everything he can for the master. Blah blah blah. He believes his role of listening people and doubts solving them. His words, however, despite being insanity. Blah, 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 blah. Unmessable priest. On the inside is a cold thinker. Yeah, so essentially, so this Balu is going to get played a lot. Because if you don't know what a Balu is, right? Balu is a. Yeah, so there's stories of Garden in Eden. Yeah, the most notable myth seeks. Greek mythology, Balu is a male spirit representing the moon. Most known tale about him is story about origin of death. Balu and Daeans, aka gods and humans. Balu takes his snake, calls it his dog for a walk at night. He comes upon a group of men, asks them to carry the snakes across the river. They were afraid and refused, so he did it himself with two snakes coiled around each arm and one around his neck. He threw a piece of bark on the water, which floated, and stone, which sank. He declared that he was like the bark, always rising again. But the men would like to be the stone and sink to the bottom when they were dead. The men who had always feared the snakes now hated them and killed them whenever they saw one. Balu always sent more to remind the people that they had not done what he asked. And then you got Balu and Wanan. One original legend told Balu was once a clever man who lived in Wan, the crow, and the Bulimala, the flycatcher lizard, creating the babies of the world. One day asked Balu, in addition to making new babies, that they resurrect the dead as well. Balu refused this request, making Wanan very upset. Upon seeing the large gum tree, one asked Balu to climb the tree for grubs. He then breathed on the gum tree, causing it to grow into the sky. This is where Balu now stayed, explaining why the moon travels across the sky. And then you got Balu and Yi. Yayi. During Rushal, Yayi, aka the sun, courts Balu, but he refused her advances. This is really nice because this is a very similar implications to Amaterasu and the other ones. It's very nice. They could definitely take an interesting approach here of sun and moon. But at the same time, it'll be a little bit more complicated, but it is what it is, right? But the myth says that this is why the sun chased the moon across the sky. Ying threatened the spirits who held up the sky. If they let him escape down to earth, she would plunge the world into darkness. Ooh. Ooh, that actually might be spicy. Nevertheless, Balu is sometimes seen walking on Earth in the Galarian myth. He does so by disguising himself as Spirit Emu, tricking the spirits and going back to Earth once again, reclaiming his post of creating baby girls. Bruh. Now the description of it is starting to make sense little by little. Emu in the sky, the constellation used for everywhere Australian British culture is emu in the sky. Emu is a second tallest living bird that's relatively related to ostrich. It is an endemic to Australia, which is the large native bird and only excellent member of the genus Dormus. Yeah, consists of the dark nebula. Ooh! Are visible against the Milky Way background. The emu's head is a very dark cul-de-sac of the nebula next to the Southern Cross. Yeah, this shit's fucking coming in. Fucking hook, line, and sinker with your girl Konnak of Noknorea, which is really nice. Like, you could already see some of the shit's already been purpled out because I've already researched it. It's wild. Yeah, Ocean Orion built North Australia to Orion, which they call Jupiter. And then there's the Jupilon is canoe. They tell a story of the three brothers who went fishing, and one of them ate the sawfish and was forbidden under the law. Seeing this, the sun woman Walu made a water spout that carried him, and then two brothers that canted up into the sky. Three stars lined up the constellation. Yeah. And then seven stars, aka seven sisters. Plateus constellation figures that the dreamings of the songlight. Several Aboriginal Australian people usually refer to as seven sisters. The story has been described as one of the most defining and prominent meta narratives chronicled ancient mainland Australia, which described the male ancestral being, which name is going to be that, who pursues seven sisters across the middle of the Australian continent from west to east, where the sisters were turned into stars, seven seas. Told by the number of people across the country using various names and characters. It starts at the Martu country in the Balaba region of the Western Australia, and then travels across the land of that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. The story also includes Awalpuri, which is the land in the desert in the Northern Territory. Interesting. People language group called the sisters Naruwari. When its constellation is close to the horizon, the sun is setting. The people know that the right time to harvest emu eggs, and they also use the brightness of the stars to predict the seasonal rainfall. Really? How peculiar. Eagle Hawk chases the seven sisters up into the sky, where they become the stars and cluster and becomes the Southern Cross. They said that the seven sisters fleeing from the unwelcome attention of man representing by some star in Orion, the hunter. In these stories, the man called Niru and the seven sister is songline known as such. The seven sister story often features the work of the art within the region, with 2017 by the Kazawiskis, the Seven Sista. The large-scale installation by the Desert commissioned the features of the Nostril Gallery of Australia. The Museum of Contemporary Art in Australia in Sydney holds a 2013 work by the Desert Waver called The Seven Sister Tree Woman. Ooh, very foreigner-esque. The Seven Sisters. Very nice. Knowledge is the people of an organization is traditional owners land upon stand. Real islanders are advised that the website contained images of the voice of deceased past. Seven Sisters, the Tree Woman. Was made by seven women of the Desert Weavers collected during the Weaving Brush Camp, led by the Iwatani, who decided would make a witch sister. They would coil and bound grass with the fence wire, feathers and tools and figures of part of the tree. Their sculpture manifested the story of the Seven Sisters, an important songline in the central and the western desert. Seven Sisters clustered the star are chased by the man, which is the morning star, who is pursuing the eldest sister. But he is of the he is of the wrong skin group, so she is protected from him by her younger sisters. In Central Australia, where these women's sculptures were made, Palladius star clusters rises soon after sunset to keep a low trajectory on the horizon. This proximity between the sky and the earth is reflected at the time desert works made, and so material found in the desert created such things. So, interestingly enough, I think this can interpret as not color, but like divinity, right? Like in FGO term wise, the color of the skin or the wrong skin group just identifies as the classic Orion and Artemis story, right? Where Artemis is a godlyhood and Orion is a human form. They're two different kinds of the separate beings, but Orion is in her human form, right? Even though she's wearing the flesh of a human, her skin's different because she's a divinity versus human. Orion, mortal being, has been different group. Indigenous social, the Woman Council, collaborative police, woven work ranging in the basket, life-size figures of animals, peoples, and object. Moral, we traditionally skilled carves making bowls, utensils. Seven Sisters, the woman and instrument wheel collaborate through camping, hunting, cooking, weaving together, finding new and powerful ways to communicate their cultures and ancestral stories. Using grass and material harvested from the desert country, they tell a story about the land and the starry sky above, where the seven sisters are eternally chased by the morning star. We like working with grass that are grown on our land. The land inspires us to make things. We have been treed, love them so much, but we had to set our hearts on creating the seven sisters because the seven sisters came from the land itself. Decided that we wanted to resemble it, associating with the land. They had breasts, though these tree-like women. Interesting. How fascinating, right? And then at the same time, once again, the notification of the stars, right? The heavens above, which is very fascinating. Jubilee fell in love with the seven sisters known as the Chase. Out of the sky, onto across the earth. He chased them, and you had to chase a snake. Am I out of coffee? Fuck. Interesting, interesting. Another story told by the seven sisters were beautiful women known as two of them who were kidnapped by a warrior. They eventually escaped to climbing a pine tree. House River. La wow. Throughout the night, Night travels underground and starting east. Other original people call her what a panini. Other stories of the sun and balls. Voila, okay. Same thing. And then there's the eclipse, where sun and woman being hidden by the moon man also know that as he makes loves to her. This explained is shared by the other groups, such as there's a number of engravings showcasing the crescent shape, which is with the sharp hones pointing down, and below it drawing a man in front of a woman. While the crescent shape has been assumed by the most researchers to present a boomerang, right? Some argue that it is more easily interpreted as solar eclipse, with the mystical man and woman explaining the depicted below it. Oh, are they going to put her in the middle? Ooh, I wonder. That would be pretty cool if she puts if they put them in the if they put her in the middle. Yeah. So it'll be like it'll be like their thing. That's gonna be so cute. So yeah, so if you guys don't know, we already know who the god of moon is. We already know who the god of sun is. So essentially, she can be the god of eclipse, which essentially would be like an accidental offering of both sun and moon. Um, which might actually get explained in after 6.5 meanings of Tunguska Koyanskaya. That actually might be a pretty cool thing to talk about. Because minor spoiler for you guys. In technicality, there is no moon, there is no sun anymore. But in logical theory, if there is no sun and moon, technically there is no eclipse. But I think eclipse got left behind because it's technically an existent that didn't exist until acknowledged. So now that is acknowledged, girl, right? So let's fucking compare her noble phantasm to whatchamacallit. Uh-oh. I think I got too much tabs, chat. My fucking computer's fucking exploding. Uh-oh. Ah, chat, help! My PC might be exploding, boys. I repeat, PC might be exploding. Hello? Are we still alive? I don't fucking know. There we go, there we go. Alright, we're live, we're live. a bit loud. Yeah, I know. Give me a second. So, okay, you ready for this, chat? You ready for this? Here we go. Check this out. All right, you're gonna hear the whole scale. Right? So that's her voice. It sounds very similar to this person. It sounds like her. So, so I ain't gonna lie to you. It's most likely voiced by her. And her character is called Nanjamon. And the fucking the character in this name is called Wanjana. Wanjana. So I'm pretty sure the name is 100% coincidence, but I'm pretty sure the voice actor is the same. Right? Let's go back to the noble phantasm, shall we? Right, the seven stars represents the seven sisters, 100%. And then yeah, if you guys already don't know, it doesn't matter what sex this thing is, because it is the Great Spirit. It is no god. It is no whatever. And then there is a difference between a god, spirit, elemental, fairies. So don't get that shit twisted. So Father Kotomine is gonna be in this event. Yep. Just due to the fact that he has some mixed lore, aka Baru, which is the Australian folklore for the immortal moon, right? So we already have moon right here, right? The Australian moon kind of already. So here's quote unquote dad, right? Um. Depending on which is the mom, right? Quote unquote mom. Um. Technically, Dojimu does sound pretty good at it. At the same time, a good representation might actually be these two, just because these two are planetaries, right? AKA her sons, or was your boy Konkun Jupiter? I'm assuming he's Jupiter because it needs to be Jupiter to make sense. I might be wrong. Yeah, image of Jupiter. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, Taisu synchronized the underground of massive flash, mostly known by the name Shiro. And then yeah, the lore about said fresh brilliant calamity also gives in the transit punitive of the god. Taisun is a cardinal god positioned in the directional of the current year of the Chinese zodiac, and is said to define whether the action performed at the angle will be lucky or unlucky. He'll probably say unlucky, but it is what it is. Yeah, he is a folklore character, has a habit of saying things twice, presumably as a remnant of the multitude overlap consciousness that he had when he was Kong Kong. Right? He likes sunbathing, sleeping, eating fun things, and exercise and moving his body. Being forcefully awakened, and being eaten without permission. Yeah, his form of active god of misfortune, an aloof god, and an aloof adult. His appearance is kind of a cool beauty. The words he whispers are a bit goofy. He is a pessimist. Since he's more strongly aware that he is a punitive god, he believes that the humans should bury him back as soon as possible. This form doesn't fit well. Massive flesh spawned of intelligent life form. These are clones gathered together to display his divinity. The implication were that they were summoned using Taihu himself, blah blah blah. You'll learn that later, but his divinity made independently by the singularity, da 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 da. Shiro, which is a Taisui synchronized the Shiro buried flesh, underground in response to Jupiter's revolution. Said that found in construction believed to the underneath, building him a terrifying divine punishment. However, text mentioned that eating him doesn't reduce his volume, and eating him grants him eternal youth. So they'll probably create quote unquote this as a body flesh thingy to make her stabilize into the heroes of the throne. Just to show that how many people feared being cursed by Taisui's divine punishment. There's a textual evidence that Taisui being worshipped since the very ancient times. For an example, it is written that had 70 members of his clan dead because of underneath Taisui. He is said to be the ancient son. Scripture. No. Son of the Emperor's wife. Yeah, the one who killed Daiji in the Ministry of God. He was Genghis' enemy, but the other scripture, he is the one side helping Ku. By the way, his treasure, the bell Fallen Soul, a bell whose made sound enemies fall as far off. No, the servant version of Taisui is not confirmed to have any. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, so Taisui Jin does not have any elements from the Mistress of the God. That's very important. That's very good because that means that Taisui Jin might actually come separately. At the same time, yeah, the Bell of Fallen Souls might play a role to an extent. At the same time, Voyager technically is a bright star, can be represented as a new sun. Technically, Underworld represents her. Low key, these two kind of combine together. These two play a very similar role because this one's Japanese mud. This one represents Australian mud and Zodiacian mud. What the fuck was you? I forgot what she was. I know Altera. She's technically a foreigner. She's technically a saber. But what is she representing here? Is she just a servant in order to represent Dojimu? If so, I understand. Because look up at the sky. Anyone making a wish on the holy night should be able to see it. Rainbow streaks across the night sky. Flock of sheep wearing badge, dressed in bold outfit. Adorable Santa has now caught a cold. Magister of the West, Sword Princess who possessed the Crest Star. Oh, Crest of the Star. Nice. After many particular quirky fate, awakening the role of Santa Claus. Though she is suffering her first event, a bout of sickness, a mild fever, she is determined to be the reliable third heroic spirit. Time around and coordinates the story that made her famous. Commands an army of Nordic cavalry. At least that was the idea. Somehow she ended up with an army of cute space sheep. We don't get it either. This might actually get fleshed out in this little silly story in a weird way. Zerko, her signature moves an impression of Elder Santa Claus. There's no Elder Santa Claus. Altera's just made him up. Da, 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 da. As I learned first beforehand, splendid Santa outfit. She was a little concerned that the outfit made her cold, saying it doesn't seem to cover me up well. Gullible, she also seemed to be cuter, but thanks to her fever, she's a lot less aptitude. Start things bad Civ. Normal Altera's personality is 90% soldier and 10% child, but Santa Altera is 40% soldier, 60% child. Since deep down Altera is a childish and romantic, she is both thrilled and nervous, taking the role of Santa. Her first master is Fluffy Master, probably because he sees them both reliable and lovely sheep. Skill Altera triggers unconsciously. It makes whatever she has into best things for her in wait. It makes whatever she has into best thing for her in the given moment. The best in this case doesn't really mean superior though. It's really more about Altera is into at that moment. And what she is into right now is pretty clear. Her horse that should have been with her as her subordinate are sheep's, well, sort of, and her sort of God of War is now a candy cane of God of War. So I'm pretty sure. I think this is how she's going to hyperplot convenient her to being the heroes of the throne. Yeah, she gives presents to warm the other hearts. Well, she wants to give out presents to make others happy. She's not great at understanding people well, as such an especially modest personality. As such, her skill rank lower than Santa Alter, Artorias. Also, the skill name changed slightly for some reason. Star of Bethlehem. It is said to represent the birth of a savior. Being struck by Altera's candy cane is said to confer great blessings. The crescent of the shiny star. The skills became what combining the distinctive design of Altera's body with the concept of Christmas. With a powerful blessing, it grants Altera awakens her latent powers engraved within her origin to activate Santa Altera form, but only for 3 minutes. The last resort superpower that only lasts 3 turns. Concept of winter was added, so she is no longer able to adjust her body temperature. As such, this skill unfortunately no longer works. Candy Star Photon Ray, far away from the tombstone, no memories are connected. The great isolation she feels may still not be gone, but the dreaming sheep streaks across the nightly sky like a rainbow. Yeah, I think she'll be the sympathizer for the for the little one. For the little one. I think she's going to give the gift of hero. Um Yagyu. Why is Yagyu here? Technically, funny fact is that Yagyu did wanted to go to a summer event, so he said he'll come in next time. Funny thing enough, yeah, Yagyu does come into an Australian exploration next time. What the fuck? How the man, that is a nice attention to detail that fucking FGO did. Because if you don't know, in technicality, this year Yagyu didn't participate in this event, in the summer event. But now he's participating in the Australian event. So that's a very nice touch. Is she a fellow alien? Yes, she will be a alien due to the fact that she's a foreigner. She's probably gonna get along with these three. She might mistake him for like a dad, right? Not really, but like she can quote unquote feel the fragment of the dad, aka Balu, which is the moon, if she is the representation of Eclipse, right? It's technically now in Australia, well, in the airing summer. That's right. So we're going to be experiencing double summer simultaneously, right? Because Australia has an opposite season, unlike us. Kyria technically is a father. I understand your point, but I'm talking about like father as in like divinity component, right? Not like an actual father. But that could definitely play a role to some extent. Right. Yeah. If he acts a better father than Karen, that'd be hilarious as fuck. That would be. I mean, technically, it's mixed as Rasputin, right? Like it's like 90% Kotomine Kyrie with like everybody else mixed into it, right? The personality is Kyrie, so. At the moment, spring in October. If we get Christmas servant of her, it might also be the summer servant since that's the thing for us. Although it's not. It's hot right. Wait, it's hot spring right now. Yeah. I mean the transition, right? Because AKA most of the world will go spring, summer, autumn, winter, right? And then Australians go winter, summer. No, it's winter, autumn, summer, winter, autumn, summer, spring, right? kind of like that. Because this is Australia. This is the normal world. Okay? Let's be honest. We're in the normal world. Australia is a little spicy. So we're currently like in this era right here, where technically we're going to get to autumn, we're gonna get to summer. So I think it's a nice doohickey event to have. Because remember, the new event's gonna bleed through October. So when is Australia summer? Australia summers from December 1st to February 29th. Some bitch. And I'm assuming, when is America winter? America winter is December 21st to the March 19th. What the fuck? We have a month extra. It's a weird thing. I'll be right. Bent that shit, right? He bended it to this state. Yeah, he bended the quote unquote. Yeah, he bended the world that the stick that helded the world, right? So essentially, a man kind of grabbed that shit, and then he threw it. So because he threw it, that shit fucking bent, and it fucking circumnavigated the globe all the way back to all the way back to this guy, and he actually died. Fucking hit his head and died, and that's how the story of a boomerang goes. And then you can search this shit up, like Australian Boomerang lore. Alright, so here it is. Right, history of Boomerang. And hell. Yo, don't fucking dox me like that, you fucking Wally Boomerang. What the fuck? I exist in the United States. Don't dox me, bro. Damn. Motherfuckers out to get me. Doxing me like crazy. How long till the JP stream? Burning, you missed the JP stream, bro. That shit's at 8 p.m. That's over. We're done. Live stream's already been told and it's already been over. Brother, that shit is done and over with. Oh damn, yeah. It's over, dude. It started at 8 p.m. my time, so it's 10 p.m. God damn it. I mean, it's not the worst thing anyway. Cool thing about it is that they're doing a Riku collab, aka they're collabing with a tea company. So they collabed with oh shit, yeah, thanks for reminding me actually. I gotta look up the quote unquote official tea collab and figure out Doman's tea. What fucking Doman did this get his tea from? I guess that the Rikyuin Kyoto official Twitter. So I gotta fucking find that shit ASAP. Rikyuin. I think I could just go hashtag FGO low key. Oh baby. Oh damn! Somebody already fucking got. Damn! Look at this shit. Somebody already got a cute fucking fan art. She working fast. What the fuck? God damn. That's fast? Yeah, she must have got inspired because it was so cute. That is awesome. That's professionalism right there. I ain't gonna lie. She got fucking hella inspired and she said, I got this, boo. Oh my god, she's already done with fucking Morgan. Holy shit, she's a professional, chat. What the fuck? She's fucking insane. So she made Voyager right off the bat. Wonderful work. And then talk about Geek Free. We get to do Grail Frontline. This is Morgan and Riku's clothing, by the way. And fucking one Gina. Already one Gina. That's crazy. There we go. Charming is the right word. Making my eyeballs shoot some awoogas. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. This person's fast. I mean, if she's inspired, you know what I'm saying? They go fast. Fuck. Let me research. Let me research fucking Riku shop real quick. Riku, yes, official Twitter. Aha! There we go. So the Riku, they've been working about roughly 400 plus years. Yeah, Riku's anniversary. They've got the tea action. So you got the quote unquote Doman special. It is a Riku tea set. It is the Kurohoji. Okay, so it is I don't know what it is. What is Kurohoji? So you can go to their custom page. Got its original sleeves. Nice. So Kurohoji plus matcha apple. So this one's the Doman image. The Doman image. It's a black chart. It's got that nice fragrance. It'll make the watercolor turn black. It's a hoji cha. Okay, okay. It's black tea, which is nice. And Yoko Hojicha is a what the fuck is that in English? I don't know what that is in English, chat. Hojicha, gobo hojicha. What's gobo? It's like ground root. Yeah, it's a ground root tea. But instead of this, they've added a concoction that makes the color pure black, right? Because of Doman. How do I say gobo? What the fuck is gobo in English, chat? Greater Burdock. So essentially, it is a black tea Greater Burdock. Yeah, Greater Burdock black tea. That's what it is, which is pretty cool. It's really nice. It's got a taste that is very um really nice with the fragments. It's a thick. It's not a thick drink, but it tastes. It's got that. It's not bitter, but it's got that nice zing to it, where you're drinking um a good tea. It's not a smooth one. You'll feel it, but it'll go down your throat nicely. Of course, it's good for your body. Katsushika Hokusai. Oh, it's a kombucha mixed with a little bit of mushcha. Okay, so yeah, these are all like hybrid teas mixed in together. Nice. Yeah, if you put it in water, it'll turn into deep green, and then the fragrance of the kombucha allows the flavor to kick in more. Morgan's image is, of course, Apple, Land of Avalon. It's got the nice fragrance. It has a nice, calm, gentle flavored text. You can even taste this without sugar because it feels sugary. Oh, nice. Is this auto? Yeah. It's isn't Ready Steady? We've already fucking read this shit. Oh, it's fucking looping. Why is that looping, chat? What the fuck? Class EX. Any servant in a Jinbei looks cute. It's true. I mean, if you like a little bit of. Oh yeah, by the way, fun fact. I genuinely think this character, right? I think this character sounds like this character from Pokemon Burning. What do you think? I wish I was in Japan to buy that Morgan tea. Oh, my bad, my bad. See, and then at the same time too, the reason why that she might be the child of Eclipse is because whenever she puts a hand over the Earth, right? You can clearly see the sun eclipsing, right? Eclipsing a little bit. We don't know where the moon is here, right, chat? But the sun like thing is eclipsing over Earth, right? It's almost as if the sun is it's almost as if the moon is the sun and then the Earth is the moon. And then she smiles with the eclipse coming in hot, doing the little the hand signal of eclipse. Right? She's already eclipsing herself, using the fucking fingers there. You heard that voice, right? Burning. Doesn't it sound like hers? It might be her. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like it might actually be her. It might actually be her, which I'm be excited for. Just because I do like her voice acting. She makes everything energetic, which is fantastic. Yeah, it would be pretty cool. It's gonna be like, by the way, chat. All these cost like $80. It's $77 technically, right? $77. But shit's expensive. Right, that shit's fucking expensive. $77 in the yen transfer, so that's about 80, if not like $70 ish in JP. You'll get an acrylic set, right, with a sleeve cover specifically. If you pre-order it now, it'll come at December action. It's pretty feels good, man. So yeah. If you guys want to, you're more than welcome to try. It's funny too, because Doman actually changed his earrings for this, which is pretty cool. What else was I saying, chat? Rasputin has Australian moon god inside of him. Yes, he has the moon spirit Baru, right? The below, right? The BAHLOO, below. And that allows him to be in the specific events, and that's kind of the reason why Mr. Two kind of kept him in the hush push, because technically, he can be her quote unquote spiritual dad, or at least she'll have like a wording for him and be like, he smells like my dad, or I have a sneaking suspicion that he and I have some weird relationship, right? Um, it says, yeah, we were believed that the boomerang is a weapon designed for hunting. Everyone people use it to lure prey. Boomerang was thrown above the flock of birds to simulate a hawk. Birds would fly low to avoid against threat and coming range at a hunter's club, tangling them in the net, blah, blah, blah. A boomerang never hits anything, and this is the reason why Australians were inspired to create the first rule of sport. The accuracy event, the perfect throw with return point of origin. Before the boomerang was a killing stick. Horizontally, could animal with core range. Both objects are often mixed up. Apart from Australia and Europe and Egypt, they have nothing in common. Oldest hunting club discovered. Blah 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 blah. Aboriginal people is old as creation and the symbol of enduring strength of Aborigine culture. The boomerang also been a popular symbol for tourism, travel, notion of visitor boomerang. Earliest evidence of boomerang. And then after 1770. Create industrial boomerangs. Boomerang popularity. Boomerang's ability to be made symbol of love. No, there's a specific boomerang lore that I can't find it anywhere. Oh yeah, Aboriginal creation myth recounted how the ancestors formed the landscape of Australia. The dreaming extends from the past into the present. In the dreaming, many significant features like rivers, rock formations, and mountain were created when the ancestors threw the boomerangs and spears into the earth. For originating people, boomerang is old as creation and symbol of enduring strength of the culture. 20 different languages. Boomerangs made to inside a desert. Thrown coast to high country county people. The vast majority of boomerangs are non-carbon encountering boomerangs across the continent. Style decoration varies individual. Break. Returning boomerang designed to throw non-wheeling boomerang. His weapon be straight, traditionally used by Aborigine Australians for hunting. Historical boomerang was used in hunting sports, made various shapes and sizes. Its icon, ancient boomerangs, are also discovered in Africa, America, and Eurasia. Throwing stick, returning boomerang, non-returning boomerang. Origin turns up one sort. The English language. Blah blah blah. First recorded. Incredible force with bent edge and weighty symbolizes the Turkish scimitar, also known native distinguished remarkable weapons thrown 20 to 30 yard. Boomerang. Yeah, I can't find it, but there is a. Batarangs, Belef, Captain Boomerang, Chakram. Let's see. Googie, Shuriken, Throwing Stick. It's the stick that holds the world. Ba 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 ba. Stick that hold the world. What does the boomerang mean? What is a boomerang stick? Uh, Definition of the ancient America can be thrown next to the result of harm originator Western College fourth edition. Um, yeah, because if you go to Britannica, hunting and for warfare, boomerangs are also a work of art. Designs on them related to the legends and tradition. Continue to be used for religious ceremonies and clapped together to pound on the ground, a condiment for the sangs and chants. Used in the tribes, varies from shapes. Boomerang thrown various action. Held once above head thrower's shoulders and a concave edge in the front. I can't remember which story it was, but one of the Aboriginal Australian stories specifically dictates a stick that hold the world, and then the man picks that stick up and threw it, which became the first boomerang. Daughter therapy coup's gonna happen. You started JP, got 4 4 stars on my first free pull. Hey, congratulations! I hope you get more. Herc is going to throw coup in this event. Is he? I don't know. From the guesstimations of power ups, I don't think so. Because the power ups, people are as follows. Like I said, 2 stars. Um. Why Cream Hilt though? What does Cream Hilt represents, chat? What does Cream Hilt represents? Cream Hilt represents innocence. Cream Hilt represents unknown. Cream Hilt represents naiveness. Um, didn't get the point. What else does Cream Hill represent, chat? She kind of represents Brynhilder. Um, we need an Aussie insight. True, true. I do wish there was Australian watchers, right, that can back me up on some of the lores. Technically, Kruma's married to Altera, right? It depends on which one you read, but it can happen. So there might be some awkward tension between these two. She's also like representative of naiveness, right? AKA was not in the circle. Because remember what happened to Siegfried and Siegfried's best friend, right? They tried to at one of the stories they tried to yeet themselves, and then she kind of went on a batshit fucking insane revenge. At the same time, was she mixed with anything, chat? is cream milk mixed with anything? I don't think so. I think she's just a little cray cray. She's mixed with the dragon. She's that's not her. Yeah, she's not a dragon, my good friend. She does damage against dragon because she has the blade that Siegfried has. Because yeah, she has the Balmung, which is a sword of Siegfried. And it's funny because depending on the user, the sword also changes shape. In the legend, War yeah, revenge after he was assassinated, achieved using everything at disposal. A mad avenger possessing both nobility and ice like killer, brutality, beautiful, palatable queen. Pinnacle of herself after experiencing death of her beloved, she is basically suffering without end. Naturally, if one were to ask the main character, it would be Siegfried, but after his death, the story goes to Kriemhild. Yeah. Not only did Krim mourn her death of husband, but she was also trapped in the delusion of revenge. She's even married King Hun. There it is. She even married the King Hung and instigated a war with her actual brother Gunther. Battle between factions will naturally intensify. Its range of destinies is based on the madness rank. Kriemhild is A, close to maximum. If you get caught up in her plans for revenge, it is unlikely that you will not come out without seeing any blood. Level the court radius of medieval knight purses through the nimbling. It also said that she's the basis of Kriemhild's underlying man. What are you fucking watching, bro? What am I watching? Watching some Pog Champs, it seems. Noble Phantasm, but antidote. No, that's not what I want. The Roaring Demonic Sword, Downfall of the Holy Queen. An evil slash that extracted elements of Balmung. It's a demonic sword that can also hurt those who wield it and provides no protection, but it shows a fierce, violent disposition when it comes to killing target. Criminal store Brong and used it to decapitate Hagen, but it was shortly murdered. But was shortly murdered by a man who was resentful towards her. A blow that she no longer she shows no regret or such, said to be only good for killing the opponent in front of. Now, interesting. Why would she be involved? This is what occurs in Golden. Ah. So here's the unfortunate, I think, right? Because the theme with everybody here, to some extent, right, is misfortune. In a way, their common theme is misfortune to an extent. They have a side story of misfortune, except Mash. Like Mash might be the exclusion here. But yeah, from what I've seen so far, every character here has some form of misfortunes. So while circumnavigating the globe, we might actually touch a bit on that into the story. She's a vengeful god. She's not a god. She's ironically, out of everybody here, these two are the only humans, right? So that's kind of the reason why I said I like this, because there's technically two planets, two celestial, technically, um, two celestials and two Midgards, and then you've got a foreigner friend, and then you got Mash. So you got two sky characters, not attribute wise, but just representation, right? You got two sky characters, then you got two man characters, not as in male, like male gender, just as in mortals, right? And then you've got two quote unquote underground or AKA dark, if not shadow type characters, which is these two. Because she has Izanagi that has the ability to not Izanagi, but you get what I mean. The other one that mixes the fucking underworld twirl simultaneously. He has both Angkor Manu and Moon, aka Shadow to the Sun, right? So there it is. So it's very interesting that they put 222 on that, which is really good. Mash is not clumsy. Mash is a bit clumsy. She's a silly girl sometimes. This one allows you to get attack up and bond up, so it's now your time to use these characters to your heart's content to get that bond servant action. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get more event bonus, but I think it's best to think of it like this until the event starts. From the guesstimation of this event, I think it's just a daily quest event, and yeah, they kind of just said main quest or the main quest or the event quest. Okay, hold. So yeah, continue your main quest, and the main quest is a daily opening, and by doing the main quest, you can do the event quest. Participate in the event quest to farm the mats and then get the event items. So I think it's just enjoy the story and do your fucking mats, collect all this. Which, by the way, is a Caster Saber Assassin Lancer. Caster Saber Assassin Lancer. Which is really good. Highly recommend you get the chance, you farm that. You've got the Kamono Hashi cookie, which is I believe that's a platypus cookie. Then you got the Huggy Koala and the Kangaroo Boomerang. Old man probably was using flight miles for summer vacay. There's fruit stuff. Yeah, there's an ordeal call mats, which is really nice. I do need those for Medusa. This feels good, man. Yeah. So it's just very simple, very strong. Bond up, strength up. I think the craft essence is going to be damage, in my opinion. Yeah, and I think it's just a simple event gimmick, so I don't think it's too hard. I don't think there's any raids at the moment. You probably would just have to farm to your heart's content. There is apparently no welfare in this event, or at least we haven't heard of it, right? So, who knows? We might actually get an event with no welfare. Which would be feels weird, man, because we're gonna have Holy Grail front afterwards, and not giving us a welfare to work on a Holy Grail Wars kind of not fair. But at the same time, we did get a 4-star AOE arts that kind of is I wouldn't say busted, but very well concocted. That's Sydney at the background. Most likely. I mean, we are going to Australia, and they did mention Sydney a couple of times, so most likely we are currently in location of Sydney, Australia. It's the Holy Liz front Troubs. It could be. I'm hoping it is. It'd be lit. Not gonna lie. Like to have finally Liz be integrated into a event specifically other than Halloween, which it still can be Halloween, is lit. Also, at the same time, some things happening because places like fucking self-destructing 24/7 everywhere you look. But yeah, so we got about a couple more days to theorize. We got a couple more days to read up on it. But essentially, I wouldn't say it's the continuation for Summer 6, but I genuinely think we're going to have. If you played Summer 6 all the way, I think a lot of the knowledge you gained completing this quest in actuality might help us out in the next event. I don't know though. Low key, I'm kind of like excited but kind of afraid of how they're going to set this shit up. Is this the event that might replace Gura Gura this year? It could. Remember, we still got a couple more events. We still got November. We still got December. So we still got time for a quote unquote Gouda event, quote unquote Halloween event. So we really don't know what's going to happen until later, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, we might get Ordeal Call 2. We might get Gouda Gouda event. We might get Liz Halloween. Some people might say we might not get Gura Gura due to the fact that we technically did get Takasugi for White Day, so therefore Gura Gura event is technically over. I'm on the copium side of that's bullshit. We need to have more Gouda, but technically, officially, we did have Gouda this year. Uh, duh, 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 duh. Hmm. Let's see. Spread over most of the mainland. Environmental adaptation, local adaptation, languages. I'm just trying to find a myth, right? What? Okay, next medic, deprivation. Oh, interesting. I can't find it, but if you find it, you just let me know, Chad. I They're probably gonna skip Halloween this year. Oh, you never know. The Holy Grail front could be Halloween. But the person in charge of case files and Elameloid's adventure will be writing the October event. So it's kind of hype. Hmm. I think that's about it until I can figure out more of it. Because the research wise, we gotta figure out who she is and what she's going to represent. She's gonna be a foreigner, so there's gonna be a foreign star element to it for sure. She's technically the god, or AKA the great the great higher plane spirit of air, AKA atmosphere. So that's kind of the reason why she's a foreigner. Also, simultaneously, she can be equated with eclipse, aka the combination when Earth and Sun collides together to kind of blind themselves. If not, Sun kind of loses itself. If not, the Moon loses itself within the Sun slash the Earth. Hmm. Yeah, the reason why I'm excited for this event is because the event's going to be talking about story that's above Tunguska Sanctuary, and Tunguska Sanctuary is a little bit iffy in the lore because the lore kind of, I would say, fucked up. I don't know how to explain it. The Tunguska lore is weird. I think it's the best due to the fact that Koyanskayan controversy, right? Koyanskayan does not equal Tamamo. Tamamo not equaling Amateras. And the reason why there's two Koyanskayans at the same time, figuring out why this happened and how this occurred, right? This makes a very interesting sequences. 本来イベントは2歳およびトゥングスクしエピローグの関するネタバレを含みます. Well, it says it talks about the spoiler for epilogues. So they're going to be talking about the world egg. They're going to be talking about the concept of concealment, concept of different dimensions, and concept of the layer between planes. For sure, 100%. So that's kind of the reason why the epilogue is going to be spoilers, right? Um, it says those who haven't beaten Tunguska Sanctuary story epilogue, it says be careful, there might be spoiler contents in there. Which it's funny because they say that unless you fucking actually read the event, you probably won't understand the blabbering shit that's gonna come out of their mouths. Maybe Federal What are you talking about, Ray? Like this is not OC2. A lot of people are making such a crucial mistake. It's not an ordeal call. This is just a regular fucking comfy event. Is Dobrianian Nikichichi in this event? I don't think so. At least not yet, right? From the quote unquote list that we have so far. We don't have Doburiki and Nikichichi at the moment. Will she get added? Who knows? We got 4 days to kind of fill this gap. So you guys kind of have to, whatever you're doing, right? Make sure you guys do it. Because after this event, you're going to be farming events again. But from what I've seen so far, there is no Dobrinikia Nigichichi. So better luck next time. Uh, Grimhilda's revenge? So, is it gonna try to take a revenge? That'll be very weird. After all, we appeased her in summer event. What about a golden sheep costume? Actually, you've actually reminded me of an important character, which is Dojima. I forgot about him. Hey, thanks for reminding me. Yada yada yada. What? What the fuck's my boy Dojimu? Do I have to go Ereshkigal into Dojimu? I suppose so. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, it's Dumu. I fucking can't spell chat. Oh. Technically, Dojimu was a human and a king of small Sumerian city of Uruk. Ah, there it is. Due to the fact that Dojimu is going to steal the water of life, Dojimu will return to the surface, to the world as god of resurrection, worship the ruler of death and rebirth. The reason why that's important too is because in Australian lore, a Rasputin also can't die. A couple other people can't die. This fountain of water, water of life, might come into play here. Huh. We might actually see Geheshtina, Geshitinanana. Who knows? Oh. Oh, yeah, we might actually get a hint of Geheshitinanana. Due to the sheer fact that this is very important for us right now. Um, this. Where the fuck is it? Where did I see it, chat? Ah, she was keeping track of seeing the dead who can go into the world of Under. It's possible that her association with the Underworld was seventy. Her association is Scrabble on serving a test to the concept that she was heavenly rather than the underworld deity. Dojima describes her as a scribe proficient in tablets, singer expert in songs, similar to associations, and she was also associated in dream interpretation. Though this function could generally be assigned in female deities, she specifically argued that she was connected with vegetation, but is not known if her had any role. The reason why I say the association with dream interpretation, FGO slash Fate has this interpretation that each world has its living in its own dream, right? Like, um, every creature in that AKA planet realm has the same dream at one point in time that represents the planet. So this might actually come into play in an interesting way. And if that's going to be coming into play, we might actually get to know Geheshtinanana instead of Dojimu. Because remember, Dojimu is going to come out. Dojimu is going to come out in FGO this era. Because I specifically remember in the adventure part, right? Dojimu was also here. Dojimu just doesn't have a servant character, so it could just be that Altera is the fill-in role for that sequence. I don't know. Did the stream die? No, I was just being reading. I was just very quiet. I don't know. It could work, but the lack of 5 stars in this event's kind of disturbing. Then that begs the question, why Yagyu, right? Why Yagyu and Creamhill? Australia, we're going to Sydney. The regular place. The only possible ratio servant, just me. No, compared to most, it's a lot more than I anticipated. They should come out. So Creamhill and Yagyu, the mortal realm. You've got the planet Hanama Wagahai Shujin Otara, which is a foreign planet, aka alien. Where there is Santa, there are always sheep. You don't understand it. Don't worry. I don't either. Yes, your Dojimu is here. All right. So you got Voyager chances. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you today. Class Avenger, Eddie said, pleased to make your acquaintance. There's a lot, isn't it? Wilma. You said the singularity is quite minor, but this might actually break a bone, aka this might be rough. So Creamhill already knows that we're not going to be struggling or not planning to struggle, but we definitely can see us be struggling for sure. Yeah, you guys will probably be able to do it. Prepare for race shift. Understood. And then it says everybody, and it says understood. Roger, got it. Understand Nanoda. Okay, Raja. Okay. It's everybody. So. I'm so worried. It's a nice little town. Is this place called Sydney? Race shifts have succeeded with no problems. Yes, this should be the outer side of Sydney. I believe if we walk a little bit closer, we'll be able to see Sydney Opera House, but we're not here to tour, and we're not here for tourism, so we could ignore it completely. That's unfortunate. Strong reading. There's a servant. I hope it's an enemy that we can deal with. Here it comes. Oh, so is she actually already in the event in humanoid form? Is that why we hear the bolum? Bololololum? It's because she's already here. Interesting. That'll be an interesting take to see how it goes. I ain't gonna lie. So they purposefully cut it there because it's most likely most likely introducing the 5-star foreigner servants there. Because the way that she talked, right, and then the voice actor sounding, right, moshi moshi moshi, sounds definitely like the 5-star foreigner. I can't find a connection between Yagyu and Creamhill besides they're just mortals. That feeling when Avenger Eris has a bonus, but OG Lancer Eris hasn't even confirmed a bonus yet. Well, here's the thing. They're probably gonna make Erise and Chol, right, aka Kuroe, a permanent roster in the FGO revenue or menu, right? Because A, they can use the 4 stars to make you guys gotcha for it. B, they can definitely entice you to get new characters and whatnot, right? So what it is that you're probably gonna see more Avenger Erise. You're probably gonna see more Avenger Kuro. The reason why for that is because currently, besides Kuro, right? Besides Kuro, the welfare of Erise hasn't arrived yet, right? So they're gonna try to probably milk the shit out of Erise Avenger just a little more before they give you the Lancer part for sure. Oh, it was me? Oh, were you like lagged this whole time, Ray? Kind of feels bad, man. Sorry I didn't notice. I thought you were fucking. I thought you already fixed that problem. But it seems you did not. Yeah, I think I'll end my research here for now. I probably will just have to keep talking with friends to figure out what needs to be done because it's very good. Right? They're gonna talk about the underground. They're gonna talk about Boomerang. They're gonna talk about interesting things. マジで即死しそうだったな。これがめちゃめちゃ嬉しいけど、一瞬もつくかどうかだな。マジで来るのは、いや、かかったな。Yeah, because I think the fastest servant is Wanjina, for sure. 100%. Wanjina might actually be the fastest servant that came out in FGO after noticing. In technicality, she is the greater spirit of atmosphere, aka air, right? But at the same time, she's only been figuratively and physically been manifested literally just this summer event, and then she came in as a servant the next event. So she might actually be the fastest servant to record. Troubs, this is a secret chapter 1 of Fate Requiem Volume 3. Trust, shut your whore mouth, boy. Dude. I do hope that the author of Requiem gets its dry to start writing or drawing again, right? Because fuck me, it's taken forever. At the same time, we might actually know a little bit more about Requiem because there will be an interaction between Voyager and Edise, which is very good. Like anything of those two interacting is kind of PogChamp. Bada yucca down. All right, cappuccinos, I am done for the day. Shit be wildin', and it's time for me to go to bed. Thank you guys so much for coming. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys haven't already followed me on it, make sure to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, and follow me on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on that good old Discord Arena Cappuccino. And I am going to be... I think I'm going to be raiding Cat. I think my boy's still playing Starfield action. So we're going to be raiding Cat Arena Cappuccino. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget, actually, do me a favor. Go to Discord. Don't forget to hit the Ayaya button once you log into the Discord action so you don't get kicked out. Once you join in, go to the Sparrow chat and type in Troubs, I'm here. Fucking post your VODs on YouTube. Right? Because I have a bad tendency that if somebody doesn't tell me what to do, I usually don't fucking do it. Or forget it because I'm a bird brain. You know how it is. So I'm going to be posting that shit real quick. Thank you guys once again. Tomorrow, I probably... Ooh, it's tomorrow. You know what? I'll probably stream some FGO, right? We'll do a little bit more research once again. And after that, we might be playing FGO, if not a new game. All right? So once again, I appreciate you guys for coming. If you guys missed it, don't forget to check out the VODs on the Twitch. By tomorrow or the next day after, you're going to see it on YouTube. So thank you guys once again. You guys are the best. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.